Are you thinking about moving to Lexington, Kentucky, but you're worried that the weather might be a deal breaker for you? Have you ever heard that the summers are brutal and that the winters are also brutal? Well, I'm here to bring the truth to all the rumors. Today, we are breaking down Lexington's weather season by season, plus giving some of the best local things to do in each season. Let's go. Starting with the big picture, Kentucky is technically considered the South and is in the Southeastern Conference for college sports, which is a big deal around here. But if you're looking at the map, let's be real, we're super centrally located. And even more central is Lexington specifically, which is smack dab in the middle of the state of Kentucky. And being so centralized, we get 4 distinct seasons and plenty of variety to keep things interesting. This variety comes season by season, but also day by day and sometimes even hour by hour, which I'll explain after our season overview, starting with spring in Lexington. Spring usually begins in March and runs through the end of May and is one of my favorite times here. Temperatures climb from the 50s in March to the 70s by the end of May, and the city thaws and comes alive. It's a great time to be outside enjoying life. During spring, you can absolutely expect rain, as it rains more in spring than any other season. And about rain, Lexington gets an annual average of just under 50 inches, which is 10 inches more than Seattle, Washington annually. Wild. But rain patterns are totally different than Seattle. You will not find continuous gray, drizzly days here in Lexington. You'll find mostly sunny days, but when it rains, it downpours. And the rain is part of the reason why everything is so lush and green here. When I first relocated to Lexington a few years ago, I spent the first couple months saying on repeat, everything is so green. And it's true. Rolling hills of bluegrass, horse farms looking picture perfect, plants, trees blooming everywhere. It is a dream. But with every dream comes a nightmare, right? In springtime in Lexington, that comes in the form of allergies. Even people who don't have allergies anywhere else will feel them here, so brace yourself. But after you go pop some Allegra, head into the world and try some of my favorite things to do in spring, which include horse farm tours, check out the new horse babies. There's Keeneland Spring Meet, which is the first big racing event of the year. Grab a mint julep and watch the horses race, or picnics in the Arboretum or Jacobson Park. The flowers are insane and it's a great place to take the dogs or kids. There's also Shaker Village in Wilmore, which is really cool to check out in the spring. It's a 3,000-acre historic site that was once the home to the 3rd largest Shaker community in the United States. It's cool because you're able to peek inside the life of the Shaker community, explore historic buildings, farms, workshops, a river, go on a little tour experience, you get the picture. And if you're moving here in the spring, just know that this is when the market really starts heating up. Homes pop on the market and buyers get a lot more serious. But if you want to avoid the pain and uncertainty that comes with moving to an unfamiliar city, hit me up. I'm a local real estate agent and help people relocate to Lexington every single week. I would love to help you too. Next up, summer in Lexington starts in June and runs through mid-September timeframe. During this time of the year, you're gonna find highs generally from 85 to 88 degrees on average, lows 65 to 70 degrees. It is great for those people who love classic summertime heats, but not extremes. That said, Lexington's humidity can make it feel way hotter. Summer humidity hovers in the mid to high 70% range. It's definitely in the muggy category. AC is not optional. But with that heat and humidity comes some of the most magical summer thunderstorms, which are pretty common in the afternoon. It will come in and downpour, thunder, super fun lightning, awesome to watch. I freaking love storms if you can't tell. And if this summer sounds great to you, know that you're not alone. Mosquitoes also love summers in Lexington. They're out and about mid-June and stick around until the end of summer when it starts to cool off. So brace yourself yet again. Some of my favorite summer activities are Friday night flicks in Jacobson Park, where they set up this massive projector screen and play family-friendly movies. There's the Lantern Festival at the end of August every year at the Kentucky Horse Park, where they have food trucks, live music, and you get to make your own lantern to send off into the dark. There's also Railbird, which is a music festival held at the Red Mile with big name artists. This last year's lineup included Lainey Wilson, Bailey Zimmerman, Shabuzi, and Jelly Roll. And again on the real estate market, this is the hottest time of the year, as most people want to buy and be settled in by the time school starts in mid-August. And now we head into fall in Lexington, running from mid-September through the end of November. Fall in Lexington is the most magical time of the year. The weather is perfect, just in time to blast Taylor Swift's All Too Well 10-minute version, drink some pumpkin spice lattes, and drive through the Kentucky backroads with the leaves changing color. Humidity and mosquitoes disappear. Temperatures hover between the 50s on the low end, 70s in the high end. But that said, fall can be pretty funky in that some days you will be freezing in the morning and sweating in the afternoon. Dress in layers. But overall, fall is the perfect time to be outside and alive in Lexington. And during this time frame, Keeneland Fall Meet, UK football, those are a given. You're doing those. They're non-optional. The whole city shows up. Also check out pumpkin patches at Eckerd's Orchard, apple picking at Evans Orchard and Cider Mill. Evans Orchard has the best apple cider donuts. Hit the Bourbon Trail for some seasonal tasting and tours. There's also Wicked World in Nicholasville. It's one of the freakiest haunted attractions in all of the United States. They have 3 separate attractions, all that are super scary. They even involve chainsaws. Attendance discretion advised. Locals, I know you're watching, so feel free to comment on anything and everything that I missed. Last but not least, winter in Lexington runs from December to February and has an unwarranted bad rep in my humble opinion. Temperatures generally hover in the 30s and 40s, but it can dip below 20s during cold snaps. And snowfall usually is 15 to 20 inches per year, often coming in short bursts, and then most of the time melts quickly. So you get this magical, beautiful white wonderland, and it doesn't stick around long enough to become dirty, gray, and ugly outside. Ice storms do happen, which I personally think are magical. All the trees look like they're out of a movie, and it's cool because the ice never stays long. Sure, it's cold in the winters, but it does not stop us from having fun on our winter activities, like ice skating in Triangle Park downtown, UK basketball games, which UK and basketball, biggest deal ever here in Lexington. Whatever you're imagining it to be, multiply it by 10. There's also Southern Lights at the Kentucky Horse Park, where you can drive through these insane Christmas lights, then explore Holiday Village, where there's a petting zoo and train rides and festive food, and the North Pole mailbox so kids can drop off their letters to Santa. As you can see, there's plenty to do. The city does not shut down just because it's a little nippy outside, but the real estate market basically does. It doesn't slow to a complete stop, but it just slows drastically and will pick back up again in the spring. And if you're thinking about buying, make sure to check out the 10 mistakes to avoid when buying a home in Lexington, Kentucky. Thanks for watching. See you next time.